It's the mother of all dragons in the Game of Thrones. Hey, it's Brainmuffin back with a beer review, and here we have from the Game of Thrones series, the Royal Reserve Collection. I got this pretty inexpensively. So I don't know how well these things are selling, but places that I find these they're like 15 bucks, and then I find them for $6. So this is a smoked porter and creek ale blend, a beer for I don't even know what word that is. I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I don't know crap from crap on that. I tried. It's one of those things I started watching, because people were saying how great this show was, and I got the DVD for the first season, the first 3 episodes, and barely made it through. And I was like, yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it. So I know what a smoked porter is. Now, sometimes smoked porters we call a Baltic porter, especially if you get a malty smoked porter. And then a creek. What is that? There's my wife's hair. Washing my clothes by myself. Wow. Now, we got the mason jar because I don't have anything large enough for this beer. It is, you got this creek is cherry in Dutch, I think. And so you get this slightly sour, most that's a lambic basically, that's cherry flavor. They're usually not very high in alcohol, but they are quite sour. And then you get a smoked porter. And I would want to do like a chocolatey stout or chocolatey porter with the cherry. But this is Ommegang, if I remember correctly. Yes, it is Ommegang. It's part of their series. Now, none of my friends have had this beer. 853 check-ins on Untapped, and it's a 3.85. So people are okay with it. It's probably a bit of a novelty. It's a very dark color, nice dark brown head on that. It has a very distinct smoky aroma with hints of cherry. Even in the foam itself, it's exactly as advertised. Mid-mouth, very smoky flavor. Hints of like oak, I think. I don't think it's peat. It almost smells like oak. And then that cherry arrives and doesn't let go. Now, this is definitely a beer you take to a bottle share. Because drinking this big of beer, this big a bottle with these flavors, I'm done. I don't want any more, really. It's like, hey, just give me 4 ounces of that, and I'm fine. It's got some complexities. There's a lot of smokiness in the. You can smell it. You got this cherry sourness, and they kind of come back. And this may make sense in the realm of Game of Thrones. I don't know, but this is not a beer to have by itself with yourself because it's just too much. It's 6.6%, so it's not a huge alcohol bomb, but this is definitely a beer that begs to be afloat. So it's a desserty beer, and the cherry, it's almost like cherry syrup, but not sweet. It's got a sourness to it. And it's very fizzy, so excuse me. But man, I just got on my glasses. But that is definitely something that you'd want to have as a dessert beer. A bottle this size, pass around to 10, 15 friends, right? What is this thing? How many ounces is this thing? I don't know, it's like half a liter, I think. But of course, there's HBO, blah, blah, blah. And I hear really small writing. I'm not going to try and read that. Because I don't think you can read it even with my glasses off. It's very shiny. As the War for the 7 somethings. Yeah, it doesn't have a size on here. Or no, it does. 1 pint, 9.4 ounces. Malt beverage with natural flavors. The glare on the label is really hard to read. So that feels like 500 milliliters, but I'm not positive. I don't think it's 750. I think that's 500, or maybe it is 750. I don't know, and I'm not going to do the math. But let's rate the beer instead of worrying about how big the bottle is. You know, this is a 3 3/4 to me. I've had some smoky beers, and we've reviewed several on this channel that were absolutely fantastic. And this smoked porter is just kind of there. And then the Cherry Creek competes against that smoke, and maybe it's supposed to be a battle in your mouth. I don't know. I mean, if they were going for a war in your mouth, this is a beer for it. You got this cherry, slightly sour taste, and this smoky porter, slightly malty taste that's kind of battling back and forth. They do not complement one another. They really do go at each other in your mouth. And if that's what you're going for, this is great. This is why I think if you drop chocolate and vanilla and maybe cherry ice cream in here, you get that raised up a bit. Make it a float, but you can't just put straight, vanilla bean, chocolate, and cherry ice cream is what I put in this stuff. And then you have a very interesting combination. You're not going to get smoky ice cream, but I mean, all in all, I can see why this beer is not selling, because it's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's just kind of this battle, and it doesn't know what it wants to be. It's not a great creek, and it's not a great smoked porter. Unfortunately, I mean, Ommegang makes some great dark beers that have real chocolatey flavors and stuff, and some Belgians and things like that are fantastic. But this one is, I mean, we've done another Game of Thrones one on this channel that I liked better. This one, not so much. I'm glad I got this bottle on sale, like 60% off. Because Jungle Gyms, they were just trying to get rid of shelf space. And I hope it's not because it's old, because it's only 6.6%. So if it's old and it's under 8% alcohol, that may be part of the problem. But it's not, I mean, it's not like a, holy crap, this beer sucks, I'm going to go dump it out immediately. But it really isn't that good. And, 3 3/4 may actually, I might be a little bit overly generous here on this, just because it's Ommegang. Down in smoke, level 3. All right, I got a badge for it at least, but yeah, this is kind of it's a bit of a letdown coming from Ommegang. And I really feel horrible. So maybe it is only 2.5, and I'm just being way over generous. I don't know. So have you tried the Mother of Dragons from the Game of Thrones series, the Royal Reserve collection from Ommegang? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Is this beer was fresh 6 months ago, and that's part of the problem? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you very much for clicking like and sharing this video. See you later. Game of Thrones, Mother of Dragons. You're quiet now. You okay? Oh, I woke him up. Yeah, we're gonna have to get you a bigger cage soon. Golly day. I'm having to talk over that thing. Refrigerator won't turn off. I don't know what. You ready, Mr. Gecko? You're getting water everywhere, dude. You're looking at me. Look like you got a rubber band around your